Hey guys, it's Mikhail again, back with another interesting topic, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So I get this question asked so much. Should you lose fat or build muscle first? Or in some cases, people even ask me if they could lose fat and build muscle at the same time. Well guys, my answer to this is that we're all capable of actually losing fat and building muscle at the same time, but there will have to be different approaches to this depending on your background and starting point. So I'm going to mention 3 different groups. Don't worry, you should fall within one of these groups, and I'm going to mention which approach would work best for you. So the first group of people, this group of people at a high body fat percentage or even overweight. The second group of people, these people are close to their ideal body fat percentage, but at the same time they would like to build some more muscle and lose some fat. And the third group of people, this group of people are skinny fat. Either they tried dieting before and cut calories way too drastic, or they aren't eating enough calories, therefore they can't gain weight. So before I jump into the approaches for each group, I want everyone to keep this in mind. 1 gram of carbohydrate equals 4 calories, 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat equals 9 calories. And at the end of the video, I'm going to mention some important remarks which all groups can benefit from. So on to the first group of people, and this group of people has a very high body fat percentage or even overweight. Your aim should be to lose weight first. So you need to be in a calorie deficit, so simply by eating less food. A big disclaimer though, you want to make your weight loss as slow as possible, therefore your diet has to be sustainable. I hear so many stories of people losing 20 pounds in 1 month, which is extreme and unhealthy. You lose weight this fast and you'll end up losing both fat and muscle, but your goal should only to lose fat. You lose muscle as well and you end up slowing down your metabolism, therefore your body will be used to burning less calories and you don't want that. And worse yet, you lose weight this fast, there's a high chance of you actually gaining back the weight once your crash diet is over. First, you need to find out what your maintenance calories are. I use and mentioned this same calorie calculator in my previous videos. It's called caloric-calculator.net. You plug in your information and it finds out what your maintenance calories are. Once you find that out, you need to start off in a 300 calorie deficit, because remember I said you want to make your weight loss as slow as possible, therefore you need to start off with a very small deficit. Only when your weight loss has plateaued, then you could further decrease your calories, and I would only decrease that by 100 calories more. Therefore, instead of being in a 300 calorie deficit, you'd be now in a 400 calorie deficit. If you don't know how to optimize your training, I would look into hypertrophy training. This form of training focuses on increasing muscle size and is performed with repetitions between 8 to 12. So while you're on your calorie deficit, I would recommend this form of training, and you also want to make sure you're training your muscle groups twice per week minimum. You need to place enough stimulus on your muscles so you could actually keep it while you're on a calorie deficit. In some cases, you could actually build muscle while losing fat, but that depends on your training age, your macronutrient intake, and how well your weight training is going. And if you are a beginner to weight training, you actually have a higher chance of actually building muscle while losing fat. I recently made a video on my YouTube which gives a complete guide to weight loss and includes the macronutrient intake which you should aim for, so check that out if you want a detailed description to weight loss. So on to the second group of people. This group has already built a decent amount of muscle, but they want to lose some fat and even gain some muscle, but they aren't sure if they should lose fat or build muscle first. In this case, I would recommend that you could actually build muscle and lose fat at the same time. However though, I do want you to know that this is a longer process than you think it is, so don't expect progress to be fast. I know these days everyone lives for instant gratification, but anything to do with physique development takes time. Here's what you should do. I want you again to find out what your maintenance calories are using caloric-calculator.net. Once you find out what your maintenance calories are, I want you to start off in 100 to 150 calorie surplus. Only when your body weight has plateaued and you are happy with your current body composition, then you could further increase your calories, and I would further increase that by maybe another 100 to 150 calories. Your macronutrient intake is very crucial though. I want you to set your protein intake at 1 gram to 1.2 grams per pound of body weight. So if you were 200 pounds, that would be 200 grams of protein if you were to consume 1 gram per pound of body weight. make sure to set your fats at 20 to 25% of your calories, nothing lower than 20%, and make sure the rest of your calories come from carbohydrates. Once you have your calories and your macronutrients sorted out, when it comes to training, I want you to aim for progressive overload. And by progressive overload, I want you to aim to get stronger and lift heavier weights over time. A huge disclaimer though, it's almost impossible to get stronger every single week, unless maybe if you're a beginner, but in general, when aiming for progressive overload, don't expect to get stronger week to week. Just know that strength is a great indicator for muscle gain. So the stronger you get, this is a sign that you've actually put on more muscle mass. Again guys, I can't stress this enough. It takes time to actually see results when trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. Expect progress to take months on months. So on to the third and last group now. This group of people is skinny fat, and either they don't eat enough calories or they've tried dieting before and was eating way too little calories and ended up with a damaged metabolism since their body are now used to burning fewer calories. So what should you do? Build muscle or lose fat? You should build a muscle, and in most cases you could actually lose fat during the process, but again it will take time. I want you to slowly increase your metabolism and adapt your body to burn in more calories. So let's just say if you were eating 1800 calories, I want you to increase your caloric intake by 100 calories every 2 to 3 weeks or even a month. With this 100 calorie surplus, you should be able to gain weight. I know some people like to refer to themselves as hard gainers, and trust me, it's impossible not to gain weight when you're on a caloric surplus. Your body cannot beat the laws of thermodynamics. And if you don't know how to track calories or you have no idea on how much you're eating now, I actually made a video on my YouTube channel which I show exactly how to track calories. And before you start off with your caloric surplus, I want you to first track your food for 2 to 3 days so you have an idea on how much food you're actually eating first before you start off with your caloric surplus, because you want to make sure your caloric surplus is as slow as possible. Your macronutrient intake is also very crucial. I want you to aim for 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Make sure 20% of your calories come from fats. If you enjoy eating a bit more fats, you could push that percentage up a bit more, and make sure the rest of your calories come from carbohydrates. Just like the second group, I want you to look into hypertrophy training, as this form of training focuses on building muscle mass. And if you want to learn how to optimize your training sessions and the mistakes you shouldn't make when training, again, I made a video on my YouTube channel which shows you how you should go about your weight training sessions. Okay guys, now for my closing remarks. Don't aim for perfection, but aim for consistency. There may be days where you can't hit your caloric and macronutrient intake for your given background, but that's okay. If you could come close to these numbers, you should still be able to see progress, so don't worry too much about that. And lastly, be patient with yourself. Okay guys, that's it for today. If you could leave a like and subscribe, I would be grateful for that. And also, thank you for the support I've been getting recently. I've gained over 50 subscribers in the past month and a half, which is huge for me, and I'm very thankful for that. Okay guys, peace.